Okay. I'll just post it in the general chat. And go here and get rid of the ads and adjust the screen. It's been a while. Okay, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
All right, there you go. Whew, here we are. We made it to the end of the year. How's it feel?
Oh,
Eh?
it's good.
That's good?
It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. Overall, good.
Overall good.
Yeah.
Better than last year? Question mark?
Honestly, I mean, with all the crap that has gone down, yeah, I would
Yeah?
say so.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Fair enough. So, we had a very, very eventful year. A very eventful year. We have less than an hour to talk about the very eventful year. Should we do it like play by play, month by month? Like I open my calendar, we just try to run through this shit, or do we just want to do a highlight reel? Like best of, worst of? Like how do you want to handle this?
I'm thinking, I guess we can start off with the month. I guess we'll start off with the beginning of the year and what the big thing and kind of how that kind of affected the rest of the year.
Okay.
So
all right, I'm on my Google Calendar. I'm not going to stream that obviously, and I'm going to go back in time to let's see.
So, I think so. The beginning of the year was the start of my Cyberpunk campaign, as well as the OGL stuff.
Right. Now, in your defense, you had decided to run Cyberpunk before the OGL WotC scandal and blowout. You were a pioneer. You were not driven by political motivations, just a love of Cyberpunk and Lucy, if we're all being honest. So, yeah.
What are you talking about, Beck?
Yeah, because it was a little suspicious that your desire to start running Cyberpunk coincided with the Netflix anime.
No, there's no
correlation. That was the inspiration. Okay, all right.
Yeah, that was 100%.
100%. Nice.
The anime was one that pushed me over. I didn't even know the tabletop existed until I watched the anime.
So the anime inspiring you, and then you talking about it nonstop inspired me to go watch the anime, which then inspired me to finally get a PlayStation 5 and get the game and finally play the fucking game. Because I got it launch day on the PlayStation 4 and it was unplayable, and then my heart was broken. And then I just sour grapes it. I was like, fuck all that. It's one of my favorite games of all time. So I'm glad that we had that Cyberpunk arc. I will say this. I have the smallest amount of weekly regret that I didn't sign up for your Cyberpunk game, because I don't really understand the rules, which is part of why I didn't want to do it. I just didn't feel like doing the rules. And then I was also really mad about D&D, and I was doing like the Pathfinder thing at the time. And I was like, Pathfinder, complicated, me busy, brain small. The last thing I wanted to do was try to learn another system on top of everything else. So, yeah. But you had such a good group.
Honestly,
man.
Honestly,
yeah.
Some of the best players ever.
Yeah.
I can't I'm so lucky to have such a good group of players for that game.
Yeah, no, Cyberpunk is definitely some fucking all-stars for sure. So yeah. Little bit of regret in my heart. Maybe I could beg my way in to like a 1 session, maybe a 2 session guest slot. I mean, there was an NPC inspired by Hellebore. Just saying. I mean, intellectual property rights. I mean, just saying, if they're still alive, I don't know. Did they die? Did they die horribly?
No, they moved. They left Night City. They were only there for that month.
Ah, man, people come back to Night City all the time. You can't really leave Night City. They're always pulling you back for some reason. Anyways.
They were part of a movie troupe that came through.
Oh, very nice.
Filming a movie.
So Cyberpunk has been fantastic for you. Fantastic group. An IP that you care about, an IP that the creators care about. And then as if it's just like you needed even more, they gave you this incredible expansion this year as well, with a full revamp of the entire game, taking some of the best community mods and rolling into one. It's a great year for Cyberpunk. It's a great year for Cyberpunk. And they're like, we're so committed to this IP, we got more Cyberpunk planned, which is great news. So that was really cool. That was really cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in January, I was working on a group project, for lack of a better term, an adventure series in 5e, and I'll be honest, I don't want to make excuses for why the project fell apart, but I feel like the OGL scandal. Oh, thank you very much for the follow. That OGL scandal is definitely the torpedo that started to sink the ship. Like, morale was like dead, and like it was just like getting it back. It just never happened, and then the project just petered out. It was really, really sad, but it was like hard to feel excited anymore. You know what I'm saying? About making something for a game where the creator, the owners of the IP are just are so horrible and just treating everyone so horrible. It was really hard to care about that. Now, I get the people that this is their bread and butter. The Daniel Kahns of the world. We got the AG Falcon making stuff for 5e. All that. I get it. If that's your job, that's your bread and butter. You kind of just eat shit and move on with your life. Because that's where the cash is. That's where the money is. They control 95% of the market, right? So like, if you're going to spend the time and the money to make third-party product, you're going to want to make it for the big money maker. But man, like, everybody working on the project wasn't trying to make it for money. We were making it to make it, and then to like have that happen, just kind of like start to all fall apart, combined with like just a general burnout for me of like the rules and everything for 5e, and just like 10 plus years is a long time to be patching a game for someone else, And that's how it started to feel. It started to feel like it was just constantly patching the game. In the same way that Atropos cannot leave Foundry alone, I just couldn't leave the world patch document alone. I could not leave the rules alone. I kept refining them and changing them and updating them. And for the most part, a lot of those changes I think were good. But I think at a certain point this year, post BG3, I think I went overboard, and I just added too much shit that really requires like automation to work.
Like about that, like the world patch stuff and like that. When I was filling out the survey today, I was like thinking like, how many updates did we have this year?
Oh God, yeah, and I feel like it's indicative of where I was at mentally and emotionally with 5th edition D&D. Like, I was like in a bad relationship, and I was trying anything to fix it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trying anything to fix it, and then it took me a long time and a lot of playing Pathfinder to finally be like, you know what, this is actually pretty good. Like, it's similar enough to 5e D&D that we can tell the same kind of stories, we can do the same kind of stuff, but it's a more ethical company that cares way more about their IP, way more about their community, and the rules are tight. They're tight, they're defined, and while they are certainly more limiting, I found that those limitations are actually increasing and enhancing like the speed and the enjoyment of play. So it was very much like a journey for me this year, where I had been on the fence about Pathfinder 2 for a while, and they just kind of were like, they gave me that final push. Yeah, they gave me that final push. They're like, fuck all you guys. And it's like, well, all right, let's go. Fuck it. We're going to learn Pathfinder. Let's go. Let's just jump in. 540-page rulebook. Let's jump in. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I would not have touched Pathfinder at all. Like, looked at it at all if the OGL stuff didn't happen. Yeah. But but now that I have, I'm like, this is actually more of my speed in terms of what I want from my fantasy and like tactical.
I think it's gonna be.
I like the crunch.
The game I play until Colville's game is done. Like, because if Colville's game is good, and I feel like it'd be really hard for it not to be, but if Colville's game is good, I think I'll be very interested in kind of running games in that system, because there's crunch, but I feel like the crunch is being put in the right places. Like, they right away are like, we're not going to have, fucking inventory shit to worry about. You're not going to have to worry about food. You're not going to have to worry about ammunition. Like, you're here. It's going to be the 4E video game stuff that people hated, kind of propping up a system that is about heroic fantasy. Yeah.
The whole heroic fantasy thing.
Yeah. And, like, for me, as much as I'm enjoying Pathfinder, I wouldn't mind something that is a bit more rules light. And I don't think Colville's is going to be rules light, but I'm pretty damn sure it's going to be lighter than Pathfinder 2.
Yeah.
So I'm going to enjoy my time here with Pathfinder, but if something better comes along, I mean, I'm not going to shy away this time. You know what I'm saying? I stuck with 5E for a long time. For a lot of the reasons that the third-party content creators stayed with it, is because it was the big fish, right? It's an easy way to make sure you get an audience. It's an easy way to make sure you get people in the seats. You want to get those players in the seats when you're running a paid game. And you don't just want to barely fill the seats. You want to have enough applicants that you can put together a good group that will actually get along. Yeah. And that's hard with an obscure system or a new system or a complicated system. So yeah, there was a lot of fear and trepidation and exploration and new experiences. This was a busy year. This is a busy year. Yeah. So that was January. Yeah. So what happened in February? Did some games end? I feel like some games might have ended.
Was February Monster Hunter? End of Monster Hunter?
I'm checking the thing right now. January, first week of January, Monster Hunter was still going. Strahd was still going. Let's see. January, Odyssey's still going. Monster Hunter's still going. Okay.
Oh, Monster Hunter ended in March.
Okay. So yeah, end of January, Abomination Vault started. So we're talking about that Pathfinder journey. Yeah, it started all the way back in January. So yeah, the DM Ashwin, he told me the absolute truth. He said it's going to take 40 to 50 sessions and be done in under a year. And boy, he delivered, because Tuesday is the last session. And so it'll be 46, I think. 45? Might be 45. 45 sessions to go from 1 to 10. 10 floors of a dungeon. Pretty good, in my opinion, narrative. Again, I'm a huge fan of Super Dungeons, so I was loving it. I would never recommend anybody play it, but I enjoyed the hell of it. Let's see. So then we get into February. All right. So Cyberpunk was going on. Oh, let's see. What else was going on? Abomination Vaults. Keep going. Oh, you know what started in February? I'm gonna give you a hint. I'm gonna give you a hint. Wow.
That was campaign 1.
Oh man, I guess.
Or I guess campaign 2. He started with campaign 2.
Jungle Land, right? It was Jungle Land.
Yeah, Jungle Land. Yep.
Oh my god, it was so terrible. I had the most unlucky halfling. I somehow got like 3 nat 1s in a row consistently throughout the whole campaign. It was incredible. It's incredible. Oh my man, goodness. That's when it started. Solasta. All this happened in 1 year, dude.
Yeah.
1 year, all this. Man, we're only in February. All right.
I don't think about it. It's OGL. Start of
yes, because
Cyberpunk.
when we were playing Solasta, we had the big banner on the screen that was like support OGL. Remember?
Yeah.
Because I was like, fuck it, we're gonna play Solasta because that's the game they're the most mad about. They're the most mad about it, and I'm just like, You mad about this, guys? I mean, come on. Like, you mad about this? Like, I had never played Baldur's Gate or any of the early access for Baldur's Gate, so I had nothing to judge it on except old games like Neverwinter Nights 2 and Neverwinter Nights and stuff like that. So I was like, it's good. You know, Celeste is good. It's not great. It's good. I wouldn't, as Wizards of the Coast Hasbro, I wouldn't be scared of it. I wouldn't be scared of it. Yeah. Man, damn, we were like protesting hard. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Okay.
What I'm thinking now is like start of Cyberpunk, OGL.
Yeah.
We had the end
start of Abomination Vaults. Start of
Abomination Vaults. Celeste. We had, and then I'll keep going. End of this year, we also had, that was campaign 1 of Celeste. We have the end of Prime was this year.
Yep.
We have the start of campaign 2 of Celeste.
Yep.
We also had BG3 come out this year, and that whole entire campaign. We had
Red Hand of Doom ended.
Red Hand of Doom ended. What you call it? The start of Prime post story, right? Was this year?
Shit, was it this year? You're right.
I think so.
You're right, because we took some time off. And then we did the post-game series. Oh, my God. And then Outlaws started this year.
Outlaws started this year.
Yeah, 2 copies of Outlaws started this year. Oh, my God. And then,
so much.
That's just our games. And then there were other games that got started on the server. Ark's super active on the server now. Orf is super active on the server. Josh started a game on the server. That seems to be going really well. Like, man, it's just crazy. It's a crazy busy year. All right, let's see. Into February, we had video game night, Cult of the Lamb. Oh man, I played through Cult of the Lamb on stream. That was actually really fun. That was a good time.
Was this year when we did the like group play along of that horror game with all the stickers that we made for this?
Was it, or was it last year? It might have been this year too. No, because with Red playing. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. What else happened this year? Let's see. Video game night. Celeste continues. More Celeste. Special Mega One Shot. What was the Special Mega One Shot?
Was this year? Wasn't your no? That was last year Halloween when you did your adventure.
Yeah. It says on March 18th we had a Special Mega One Shot. I don't know what that is. Oh, I know what that is. We were supposed to have a Saltmarsh reunion. We were going to do a Saltmarsh reunion game. But we couldn't get anybody's schedules to match up. All right, that's what that is. Okay.
The quarry.
The quarry. That's what they ended up doing. We did instead. Is I think we all hung out and just played the quarry instead because we couldn't get like a good thing set up for it. Let's see. March continues. Okay, then Odyssey Prime ended, right at the end of March. Then we rolled into April, and let's see.
Was March also the end of Monster Hunter?
Let
me check.
Yes, it looks like it. Oh no, Monster Hunter ended way earlier because Monster Hunter used to be Wednesdays, remember? So Monster Hunter ended on the 1st of February.
Oh, okay.
Yep. All right. Because then I started playing video games on Wednesday nights. All right. So then we kept going. Man, there was just so much. Such a busy year. All right. So I think we've covered just about everything. So with that summary of all the stuff that happened this year, what is like? You told me that your top thing. What I think your top thing is Cyberpunk. What is your top thing that's happened this year? For tabletop, for on the server stuff. What's
just breaking out and trying new systems. Like trying, getting into Pathfinder and learning it, and then getting into Cyberpunk and learning it, and like going through that process of learning a new system. It's now made it easier that I'll be more willing to try out more systems. Like I know Remy wants to try and do a Call of Cthulhu one shot, so I've told him like I'll be down to play and learn a bit of it to try it out because I've gotten to the point now where like the hesitation to try new systems is not there anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that's the standout thing for this year for me, is at least in terms of tabletop, is trying out new systems. Video games, I mean, that's a whole nother story, but what'd you call it, for tabletop, trying out new systems, just being able to try out new systems.
Yeah, that was one of the things that people wanted to see more of next year in the end of year survey I sent out, was they wanted to see more variety, like, of games. So that was good to see. That was good to see.
Okay.
Yeah. Here, I'll put the survey into chat if anybody wants to. So here is our end of year survey, which is, it kind of covers a weird spread of things, this survey, but they're all things that I wanted to know about based on this year. So, all right, so the new variety was your top thing from the year. All right, that's good. That's good. I'm trying to think what my top thing for the year was. Probably the end of Odyssey Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is probably bad advertising, as somebody that runs paid games. But I don't think I will ever have another campaign as good, as epic, and as established, question mark, as Odyssey Prime. Like, I don't want to say it was like lightning in a bottle. I think I do run some pretty damn good games, but the timing of like Odyssey, where we were like the only group that was like streaming it and not quitting, because like that's a hard fucking game to run. And there were a lot of other streams around the same time as us that did not finish the campaign, but like we stuck to it and we kept going. And then Josh built that incredible community, and at the time I was very active in that community and building and creating, and like I was so invested in that campaign and taking that work and making it elevated and telling an incredible story with those players. It was, I don't know, like, part of the problem that we have with corporate life and toxic capitalism, right, is number must always go big, right? Must be bigger number. We'll have to fire 1,000 people, so bigger number. Bigger number always bigger number. Like, there's a danger to constantly trying to one-up yourself, right? It's a healthy attitude to try and improve, but you should never be like, I have to always be better. For me, the way that Odyssey Prime played out and the way that it ended, I was so pleased and so proud and so happy with how that turned out that I would never put myself in a situation, I would never put the pressure on myself to ever have it be that good again. That's how good it was. So yeah, so I guess I understand if you want to quit the games that you're in that I run, because I just said that, they'll never be as good as that. But no, they might. What I'm trying to say is they might be that good. They might be that good. But it was so good that I am giving myself a pass. Like, I will not hold myself to that standard. Like, I will not hold myself to that standard, because there was just so much happening with that group and with that stream and with that everything, that there's just, it couldn't be easily recreated, and I'm not gonna force myself to do that.
I'll let you know that I found your channel from the Roll20 tutorials, but I joined because I was watching the first couple episodes of Odyssey Prime.
Yeah, and
it was like, when I saw that, I was like, man, I want to play D&D like this.
Yeah, I mean,
and I was like, okay. Like, just the first, I think I was like, I only watched the first 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, is this what D&D is like? I want to do this.
It was good shit. It was good shit. So, yeah.
That's like as soon as you said you were gonna start a new one, I was like, I need to sign up.
Yeah.
I want that.
Now here's the thing. While that was the highlight of the year for me, and while I consider that to be the best series that I've run and the best ending for any campaign that I've ever had, I actually like Mythic a lot more. Like I like the group more, like, and I like the pacing more. Like it feels more like an Odyssey, you know? Like it feels like we're really meshed into the world in Mythic. Like it just feels like we live in Thylea in Mythic. You know what I'm saying? We don't visit Thylea, like we live in Thylea. Like we know the world. Like we know the people. Like we're on 3 fucking years with Mythic. Like it's a different kind of game, a different kind of experience, you know what I'm saying? And we said from the beginning, you know, it was like the good Marvel shit on Netflix versus like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You know what I'm saying? And it was like different flavor, different pacing, different everything else. For me, I don't get so stressed out. I got very stressed out with a lot of the Prime stuff because it was just very high energy, high octane, like all the time, everything dialed up to 13 out of 10. Like it was a lot. And so like it was a great and tremendous feeling to end that campaign well. So that was definitely my highlight of the year. That's definitely my highlight of the year. Oof. All right. So what feels like if we ask what's the worst part of the year, then we have to have a follow-up question to bring it back up into like the good zone or whatever. So what was like let's not even focus on the bad shit. We know the bad shit was WotC. The bad shit was WotC, obviously. Yeah.
I will say another kind of highlight, maybe not good, and Muffin mentioned in chat. I killed my first PC.
You did kill and we had a great vodcast about it. We had some good vodcasts this year. We had some real good. Like we should have a much higher listener count / viewership than we do. Like I don't know, maybe we should pay for ads or something. Like we have some good fucking content, man. Got good dynamic, good content. Man, I don't know. Maybe our sound quality is not good enough. I don't know. Maybe the market's too saturated. Maybe we have to lay on the floor and let our beautiful long hair flow all over the place and look up at the camera like Jacob does over on XP level 3. I don't know. I don't know what we got to do. But yeah, maybe we're just too old, man. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
It can't be that we're not handsome enough. We're both so fucking handsome. So I don't know what the problem is. Yeah. Oh, hit up Raid Shadow Legends. I'm working on it. Okay. I paid for a PNG tuber of the Lotus Witch so that I could start doing ads as the Lotus Witch to have some separation between myself and the ads. So maybe that'll be my goal in 2024. Sell out more. Yeah. All right. So what was all right. So let's see. How did you feel about Baldur's Gate 3? I want to ask.
Overall?
Yeah.
So I enjoyed the crap out of it. But also it's like, man, if I want to see everything else, I got to do all that again. And I want to do it.
But it's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And like,
so
it's got to the point now where like, if I do my second playthrough, I'm thinking about just like being at level 12 from the start and just going through just so I can see and do the story how I want it and not play on story mode. I mean, I'm going to play on Tactician because I want to do cool stuff.
Here's the compromise that I came to, right? I started a dirge run while we were doing ours, and I would peck away at it. I would get like 30 minutes here and like 30 minutes there, that kind of thing. Then I started a co-op with my kid, and I was like, I'm gonna play as Astarion and as my origin character, and they were like, please don't, I hate Astarion. And I was like, why do you hate Astarion? They're like, all my friends love Astarion, which makes me hate Astarion, because you know how teenagers are, right? And I was like, all right, fine, I'll play as Will, right? So I'm playing as Will. I'm having an all right time. It's cool. And then my kid falls in love with Astarion, like everyone does when you finally learn more about him. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, well, shit, I could have played as Astarion, seen what the story was like from his perspective like I wanted to. But it's fine. But I'm enjoying that playthrough with them because we're playing, like, mostly good, like chaotic good, but like good is the thing. You know, we're doing our best to be as good as possible. On my dirge run, I'm being so fucking evil. I'm so fucking evil. This is incredible. It's such a good. It's so good. It's so good. And like Minthara, so good. Just like one of the best NPCs, best written evil NPCs I've ever seen in my life. So good. But my friend Conti, who lives nearby, he came by and he saw me playing it, and he's like, "Man, you playing on fucking Tactician?" I was like, "Well, yeah." He's like, "Bitch, you played with no reloads, streaming so no one could see you cheat with 4 people." He's like, "You don't have to prove anything to anyone." He's like, "Play the game however the fuck you want, man. Like, you don't have to do anything anymore. Just play the game." And I was like, So I installed some mods. And let me tell you, there's some good mods, buddy. Like, Tactician, but like, I don't know, 7 people in your party? Like, it's pretty... You gotta have Tactician if you got 7 people in the fucking party. So many people that at the beginning of the fight, you can't move because they're all like stuffed on top of each other with their summons and everything else like that. But man, it's been so much fun because I don't miss out on any dialogue interactions.
Yeah, you can get all the NPCs at one time.
Yes, and they're just bantering constantly. They're just constantly bantering back and forth. I'm not missing a thing.
It's practically a critical role.
Critical role, exactly. I got 7 people in the party. It's critical role, baby, and like it is so much fun. Oh, and as Leah points out, I have shadow thighs, or as I like to call her, shadow hams, because I got the transmog. So like I could like design all of the characters' outfits to look however I want. So I've just got this like goth fetish squad. They're all just like rolling up in their like bondage leather, just ready to kick ass. All 7 of them just rolling up with their 6 ice mephits, just icing down the whole place. It's just so much fun. So like, I'll give you the same gift that Conti gave me. Dom, we did shit in that playthrough. Ain't nobody gonna come close to that shit, okay? Like, we had the perfect party, just the perfect mix. We killed fucking Gortash on the 3rd try. No, like, we played out every fight to the bitter end. No reloads. We did it, man. Like, we ate our failures. We killed Halcyon. We lost Shadowheart. We did it all, baby. You can play the game any way you want. Any way you want. But, that being said, I'm feeling that honor mode. Feeling that honor mode calling out to me, you know what I'm saying? Let me make for quite a stream, you know what I'm saying? Playing honor mode.
Dude. I mean, there was 2 Solasta campaigns, you know?
There were. That's right. We played, 3 Solasta campaigns, because we went back for Palace of Ice.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we played 3. We played like 500 hours of Solasta this year. We played like 500 hours of Solasta. It was crazy. Yeah, like it's nuts. It's nuts. You know how like in Sims, you have like a friendship meter that like gets filled up? Like me and Cryptic Muffin went from like 1 sliver, like, oh, we know each other, to like completely filled up the bar. Like playing 500 hours of Solasta. Like, if they needed a kidney, I'd send one in the mail. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where we're at. Ride or die 500 hours of Celeste. Like, it was crazy. And I feel bad saying this, but I kind of had more fun playing Celeste than I had playing Baldur's Gate co-op. I'm just saying.
Yes, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I understand. I completely understand that because with the way Baldur's Gate handles the multiplayer, like, it wasn't.
It felt bad. A lot of the time, it felt real bad.
I mean, that's also kind of how Larian does it, where they want you to like compete and like F each other over and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing too. So it was in the spirit of a Larian game in how they set up the multiplayer. But man,
yeah, no, playing as my Dirge and being able to make all the decisions myself, it just feels so good. Like, just being able to be like, well, I want to do this, and I don't have to listen to 3 other people be like, but do you? Maybe we should ask chat. I don't want to do it. And then racist Canadians like, well, I don't want to do it because I hate everyone. It's just like, okay, old man. Like, cool. Yeah, so like, yeah, Celeste is built for 4-player. Like, they line all 4 of you up like you're getting a mugshot for every
Yeah.
conversation. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and there was like so much heart in how bad it was. Like, I just looking back, my heart is so full because when Baldur's Gate 3 came out and became a cultural phenomenon like overnight, Solasta devs are over there on Twitter like, "Hey, you having fun with Baldur's Gate 3? We've got a game pretty similar." And I was just like, I did a quote retweet, and I was like, "This is what courage looks like." Just like, damn, talk about taking your shot. Talk about taking your shot. Wow, wow. Yeah.
Hey, I mean those people who didn't have computers strong enough for Baldur's Gate, they probably went Celeste, you know?
Solasta is definitely Baldur's Gate at home, and you know what? Sometimes Baldur's Gate at home is okay if you got some good friends to play with. If you got some good friends to play with, yeah. I will say that 2-player has been wonderful with my kid, like playing 2-player.
Mm-hmm.
But my kid, we also played through Divinity 1 and Divinity 2 together.
And I guess in that run, you're like, kid is the one that's leading, right?
Yeah. I'm letting them make the big decisions and stuff because I already played through with you guys, and I got my solo game going or whatever. But they also have a solo game going, so we're kind of like, well, how do we want this run to go? You know, and we're like, let's try to make the best good guy choices, even if it screws us over. Let's try to make the best good guy choices. But my Dirge, man, ooh, buddy, I'm loving it so much. I love, like, Tav is not a real character. Dirge is a real character. Tav is nothing. Tav is it's just bullshit. They shouldn't have had Tav. They shouldn't have had Tav at all. That was a coward. That was a coward move on their part. Like, if you want to know the official main character of Baldur's Gate 3, it is a Dark Urge Bard. That is the official. In my opinion, that is what you're supposed to play as the main character. Yeah, Dirge Bard is the real deal. Like, because there's a Bard dialogue option in every conversation in the game. It's crazy. Like, So, anyways, so good. All right. So we talked about Baldur's Gate. We talked about the WotC stuff, but we're not going to go too hard on that. We talked about your Cyberpunk stuff. That's working out pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you want to ask me? Yeah, is there anything you want to ask me?
Yeah. How has Pathfinder been since you started this year to where you are now?
All right, so here's how it was. Reading the books on stream, it was very much the same energy as during the pandemic, April 2020, where I was like, I got to make a tutorial series for Roll20 because there's going to be people that want to play D&D and they're not going to know how to do it. And I got to do this because I got to think about anything besides the world completely falling apart. And I sat down and in like 5 days, I made that entire tutorial series with no prior experience. And I was like, I vomited it out onto the internet and I was like, here it is, world. And then the world was like, thank you. And YouTube was like, you're a partner now. And I was like, what are you fucking talking about? And then everything just kind of blew up. And I was just like, oh, that's cool. It was my, like, field of dreams. I was like, I had to do it. I didn't have a choice, right? When I got so upset about the OGL, I was like, I just got to read these fucking rules, you know? And I just sat down in January and I just started reading the fucking rules. Like, went to the Archives of Nethys and just read them all. Just read them out loud, and we figured that shit out together. And I was very intimidated, you know. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm actually pretty smart. I got a Bachelor of Science. I got a fancy pants day job. You know, like I run 5 to 7 campaigns at once. I could do the recap for my group every single week without writing down any notes. I'm a pretty smart guy. But I'm also doing all of those things. So I don't really have a lot of executive functioning left to go learning what I believe is a relatively rules-heavy system. And so it was, and continues to be, very challenging for me. Finding Ashwin was incredible. And convincing the other 3 dudes to play with me and Ashwin was incredible. I'll always be thankful to them for agreeing to play Abomination Vaults with me. because I didn't want to play Pathfinder. I'm sorry, all you Pathfinder kids. I didn't want to play Pathfinder with Pathfinder kids. I didn't want to play with Pathfinder kids. I don't like Pathfinder kids. I didn't want to play. I didn't want my first time playing Pathfinder 2 to be with Pathfinder kids. And so I was like, Ash, listen, buddy. I have a whole community. Can I just get you? Can I just bring a whole group with me? And he's like, oh well, if you can do that, that'd be fantastic. It's like, I'll be right back. Like, and I was like, please play this game with me. I don't want to play with Pathfinder kids, please. Yeah, we had a Pathfinder kid for 2 sessions, and then we kicked him out. Yeah. The first session of Abomination Vaults, we were all like, oh, this is different. Like, this is different. And by like the second session, I was like, I will never play 5e again. As a player. I did not like it as a GM. I love it as a player, but I loved it at first sight. I was like, oh, as a player, this is fantastic. I feel rewarded for my choices. I feel challenged constantly. I feel like I have build options that allow me to build any kind of character I want and actually have mechanics associated with those ideas. Phenomenal. Free archetype, a thing of beauty. Like, it's fan-fucking-tastic. I love it. Running it, I hated it at first. I really did. And part of it is I'm so used to knowing the rules of 5e, and then not knowing the rules in Pathfinder sucks. And then you remember that scene in Lilo and Stitch when Lilo prayed to God and she said, send me an angel to fix my family, and then fucking Stitch crash lands and then he comes out of the fire with his eyes glowing? That's Dr. Robin Zorro. I was like, damn, if the universe could just send me a fucking coach, I don't know, like a teacher, like someone that knows what the fuck is going on, and they could just tell me, like, you fucked that up. Nope, you fucked that up too. Hey, fuck that up. Hey, you got that wrong. Real wrong on that. Here's 3 paragraphs about how wrong you were. And at first I was like, oh my god, this guy's coaching me through every mistake. And like, as an ADHD person, I have this terrible thing called rejection sensitivity, which is a hard thing as a content creator to have when you read all the comments. And I was just like, is he telling me that I'm all this stuff that I'm doing wrong because he's like telling me that I'm dumb, or is he trying to help me? And then I realized, like, no, like we said in the description, please tell us what we did wrong. We are trying to learn the game. And then I was like looking forward to it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'll try my best, and then I'll see what coach has to say about that game, and then I'll try to do better next time. You know what I mean? And it has been phenomenal. The learning has just gone up so far and so fast because of this one man who is willing to like give us his time to help us all improve in this game. It's phenomenal. It's really great. So like that was like a godsend right there.
And I would say something about Dr. Ramzaro is that the way he gives his comments, always, you don't feel bad about it.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's been fantastic. And then I tried to tell everybody, I was like, listen, there's this guy, and he's watching all our stuff, and he's telling us all things we're doing wrong, but he's not doing it to be a dick. Like, he's doing it to help. And then even my players in my Outlaws game finally were like, so Dr. Zorro, I'm trying to be this. I don't exactly know what feats to take. And like, he's like helping us like build this very strong like Pathfinder community inside our community. And it's been wonderful. I had my first session where I was like, I can run this game. And I think it was it was a Monday night, and everything just went really well, and I had to make up some like stuff on the spot, and I had to like do some like, you know, rules calls, and I knew enough about it that I was able to make rules calls that maybe not all of them were correct, but they like did the job. Do you know what I mean? Like there was a feeling of like
they fit in the framework of Pathfinder
Yeah,
2e.
yeah, yeah, yeah. There was like an understanding, right? Like Neo in the Matrix when he like sees all the numbers scrolling around. Like I finally could like look at the encounter and understand like the encounter. Like I could be like, "Oh, I know how to make this a little bit more challenging without killing them on the fly. Like I know how to like make this encounter not kill them if I need to. Like I know how to like do this to make this happen. Like it started to finally click. So it took I don't know like 30 plus sessions of running this game before I finally was like, oh, I'm actually enjoying this. But now I really look forward to it. Like I really look forward to playing it. Foundry is a fantastic platform for it. The community support is phenomenal. And yeah, the game is good. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm getting there.
I'm looking
And
forward to
yeah.
to running it like something longer next year with Strength Thousands.
Yeah, what a cool premise for a campaign. What a cool premise for a campaign. Oh man. Yeah, so overall, I wouldn't say that I'm in love. I'm definitely not Josh Butler in love with Pathfinder 2e. Like if Matt Colville rode up on an ATV and he was like, "Hop on, buddy, we're gonna go work on my game," I would be like, "Peace." But like, it's good. It's definitely good. It's really enjoyable and it's really rewarding. Like it feels rewarding to do it well. It feels rewarding to do it well. Whereas 5e is so loose that it almost allows you to be kind of lazy. Lazy as a player, lazy as a DM, and you still kind of get those payouts. And unfortunately, it's so poorly designed that a lot of those payouts don't really have a lot of value. Like, you do really well in Pathfinder, you fucking earned it. Like, you earned it. Like, you had lucky dice rolls and you did everything right. That's how you do well in Pathfinder. You get lucky rolls in D&D, you do great.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't really need to plan. You don't need to strategize. There's spells that end encounters instantly. There's just nothing. There's nothing exciting left in 5e for me, except the high level shit I have planned for Mythic and Curse of Strahd. Because now that they're your group is the only group that's not level 9 in Curse of Strahd, but level 8, 9, and 9 out of 13, and then Mythic, right, getting into that end game. So it's oof. You think the shit you guys have been dealing with lately? Oh man,
I've seen I've seen the things that you've dropped so far that we've seen. I'm starting to get like a sense of what it's gonna be, and like, man, we're gonna be dealing with this stuff, and now the decisions that we're gonna have to make.
It's gonna be fucking crazy. So yeah, I want to end 5e on like the best note, and I think that the end of the longest campaign I've ever run, which is Mythic, and the end of the most iconic 5th edition adventure, Curse of Strahd, ×3, I think that's a good swan song for 5e. I think that'll be the end of 5e for me. So, yeah. Oh, man. So, we got a little bit more time. I think we've covered just about everything. Let's scroll through chat real quick. See if there's anything in chat. Dr. Robin Zoro Saint, amen. Look forward to their comments every week.
Crash running Cyberpunk.
Oh, Crash will not be running any Cyberpunk. I don't think I've got the attention to detail to run Cyberpunk correctly. I don't know. I came up with some pretty cool adventure ideas that I gave Dom. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not.
They're hidden there if they ever try and do it. Like they're hidden as side quests.
All right.
Some of them are hidden as side quests.
I won't even talk about them because I don't want to spoil them for your players. But I mean, of course, some pretty good ones. I got some pretty good ones.
I'm gonna send you a token for something that
I let's see. One of my PCs spams suggestion at the moment they're losing a fight. Alright, so Falcon. I don't know if you watched the Skull and Shackles post-game, the Spelljammer miniseries, but Captain Bubbles Jr., he cast like a 8th level suggestion or no, he cast mass suggestion. He cast mass suggestion on a battle royale and told all the other contestants they should go home. And Red is such a fucking saint that he was like, all right, and he rolled their saves, and they all failed, and they all went home. And that was the encounter. Red made all these incredible fighters, these cool, iconic, meme characters for us to fight and encounter, and they all just went home. And honestly, it was the most D&D Skull and Shackles energy ever. But like, yeah. Even as a player benefiting from it, I wanted to die. Like, it's just like, it was funny and it was cool, but it really wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like there's a time and a place for stuff like that, and I get the groups that are really into that. And I think that the DMs that are really into that are the DMs that are either improving the entire game with very little prep, or they're running the adventure as written, and they are also like, LOL, you idiots at Wizards of the Coast, why would you make the encounter so easy? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're hanging out with the players as the players cheese the hell out of the adventure. If you have spent many hours designing a boss fight and meticulously coming up with cool mechanics, and the whole thing gets shut down in the first round by one spell, it's never going to feel good. If it feels good, you are, as the young halflings say nowadays, a cuck. So,
no.
There it is. If you spend 2 hours designing a boss, the boss gets beat in the first round with one spell, and you think that's cool, you are a cuck. Not sure what that means, but I hear the kids that play basketball in my cul-de-sac say it to each other all the time, so it must be bad, because they're always mean to each other. All right. Anyways, I know what it means. Yeah. What else do we got? What's next? We should talk about what's next. Now that we talked about the year end. Unless you want to do one of those things where it's like we have like a favorites thing, and like chat asks us our favorites from the year, and then we answer it. I hate being put on a spot like that, because I got everything organized. I got to favorite everything, but I don't like hurting people's feelings, right?
That's a hard one for me to pick a favorite.
Favorite player, Red. Not even in any of my games anymore.
It's between Will. I think it might be Will. I think Will's my favorite player.
Active player right now that Red's gone, definitely Will. Yeah. Will's just a great player. Like,
he's just a good player.
Yeah, Will knows the rules, and when you get it wrong, the worst you'll get from him is, really? Well, that's bullshit. Like he'll let you make a bad call, and he'll just go with it to keep playing D&D. Like, yeah, tremendous player, tremendous community member with all the extra life stuff this year.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Constantly making me laugh too.
Oh yeah, he's hilarious. Nothing is wasted. I'm sure they can organize a rematch, except this time they come prepared with a way immune to charm. That's like the Cold War, man. That's like the Third Age of Magic right there. Like, I don't want to go back to the Third Age of Magic. Live in the Cold War. Got a game starting in 3 minutes, lads. Have a good night, everyone. Will is my favorite player, and I don't even DM for him. I mean, you can have a favorite player as a player. You know what I'm saying? You can have a favorite player as a player. Most improved. This is a good one. Who's your most improved player or GM on the server? Do you have someone in mind?
Most improved.
Yep, most improved.
Most improved player, I would say you, Crash.
Damn. Oh man, that hurts. God damn, dude. I mean, I'll take it. I'll definitely take it, because I'm a terrible player. So sure, I'll take it. If there's any improvement at all, I'll take it. But damn, it hurts that that's so true. Wow. All right. Yeah. So thank you. I've been trying. All right. My most improved on the server is definitely Stonewolfen. I think he has just grown so much as a player, as a role player, and then maturity-wise. He and I are friends IRL for over a decade. He has terrible luck at games. It doesn't matter if it's a board game, if it's Magic, if it's D&D. It's just terrible luck at games. And he used to let it get him down. And now he just kind of owns it. And when it's good, it's real good. And then when it's not, it's not. And he's even finally branching out into more support-oriented characters that don't rely on luck as much. And rather than just give up and be like, I'm just cursed, I can't play games, he's trying to find a way through. He's just, I don't know. I'm really proud of him. So I think he's definitely my most improved for 2023. So, let's see. We have one more favorite this year. Some of it would be like spoilery, because I wanted to be like, what's your favorite boss fight of the year? But I can't really say that. Is there anything else we could ask that wouldn't be too spoilery?
I guess like favorite session, maybe.
A favorite session
for that campaign. Like, what's been your favorite session in one of your Curse of Strahds, or what has been your favorite session on the Alcantars?
Yeah, I could see that. Sadly, we're at time though, so I won't be able to answer. But what do we real quick? What do we got coming up in 2024? What's your top 3 things going on in 2024?
Biggest thing is going to be starting Strength of Thousands once Cyberpunk ends, which is probably not going to end until like March. They got some stuff, and the crew likes to like hang out too as the first session, so they're probably going to do a couple of those. So after that, Strength of Thousand starts, and then I know at some point next year the Cyberpunk 2077 mission kit is supposed to come out, where they add like net running from the video game, and like all the tech, the weapons that like shoot through walls and like ricochet off stuff. So that's all that stuff, and they're doing also a mission that uses all that stuff too. So it's supposed to take place in that time.
You think about doing that as a mini series? You think about doing that as a full campaign?
It's not well. It depends on the book. If the book is like the book I'm using right now, then that probably could be another full campaign. But if it's, my understanding, it's supposed to be like a couple missions, like 2 or something like that. Right. So that'll be more like a mini series, maybe like a 10 session.
See, that's appealing to me. Like, I didn't really like the red setting as much as the 77 setting. Like, I was pretty spoiled by all the conveniences of 77. So, like, when you were like, no, this is more like Fallout, I was just like, oh. All right, I'm out. I'll see you later. I'm going to go to the Abomination Vaults instead. That's how I feel about having all my fun Cyberpunk 77 stuff taken away. Yeah, all right, I'll have to keep my radar on that one then. All right, what's the third one? What's the third project thing that you're looking forward to in 2024? You said you're trying to play less tabletop, right? So like, what are you going to be focusing on?
So once I finish the 2.5e games, I'm probably going to not join any more like campaigns until, and just have the one I'm running that's probably going to be on a Tuesday or Wednesday, and currently the one I'm going to be playing on Saturdays for like the next year.
Oh, Sagi. Right.
Yeah, right. And like since I'm giving up by Saturday, I can't give up any of the other days.
Dang, that means that when Mythic ends, mid 2024, we won't be playing tabletop together anymore.
Unless you join Strength of Thousands, you know.
Oh man, wow, that's crazy. We've been playing tabletop together a long time.
3 years, almost 3 since I joined.
Damn.
But,
wow.
Yeah.
All right. All right, real quick, because we are at overtime and I got stuff going on tonight. Top 3 things for 2024 for me. Definitely Kingmaker. Ending my 5e era. And then I think the third one is, I don't know. I think I want to try to do a bit more variety streaming, maybe. Like, talk about games, talk about Kingdom Death, talk about other games that I play besides tabletop games that I'm really interested in, painting miniatures. I don't know, like live my life a little bit. I feel like it's been a lot of 5e for the past 5 years or so. So I'd like to kind of broaden my own horizons a little bit. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, I think Mythic is gonna end mid 2024. Without any spoilers, there's not a lot left, Lex. I mean, if we're being honest. All right, jeez. It'll hit 2026 easy. All right, we're ending the stream. All right, well, it's been a good year until just now. The OGL scandal, firing thousands of people, Magic the Gathering, just shitting down everybody's throat all year. None of that is as bad as Lex and Cryptic Muffin right now in chat, so we're going to have to just call it. That's it. 2023 is over. Hope everybody had a good year, and we'll do a vodcast in the new year. Red's got a good suggestion. New Year's resolutions for gaming. That sounds pretty good.
You know what? I'm gonna put this out there in the world. You know what I would want to I would want to play for you to run a Vampire the Masquerade game.
Buddy, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. You know I love World of Darkness. You know I love the World of Darkness.
I mean, I played my only World of Darkness is the game Masquerade game that came out, and I played it once. I was like, man, this is awesome.
This is so awesome. So awesome. But you need an incredible narrative storyteller that can make super realistic NPCs. That's a requirement for a good World of Darkness game. Where are you gonna find something like that?
I guess I gotta go look for.
Yeah, see what Crypt is up to. Well, I mean, here, I don't have the sexy voice, but I'll run the game all the way to completion.
No, because I need the levity and the random meme stuff that happens once in a while so I can survive in a horror campaign.
Yeah. What is the anime flavor of my games? Spy Family. I finally figured it out. If you've ever watched Spy Family,
yeah.
that is the flavor of my D&D games. Full of heart, very serious, and also completely stupid. Like it perfectly encapsulates the flavor of my games. That's why I love Spy Family. I was like, this is my shit right here. This is exactly what I'm here for. It make you laugh, it make you cry. It's completely absurd, but it's also like very like grounded. Good stuff. Anyways. All right, I'm heading out.
All right.
All right, you have a good night, man. It's been an amazing year. I was happy to share it with you. I look forward to 2024. Yeah. Let's try to hang out over the break.
Alrighty.
All right. Night, everybody.
Night.
Yeah.
Actually playing the video game monster.
Yeah, hold on. I know we said we're done, but we forgot. We played all the way through a Monster Hunter campaign and Dragon's Dogma on stream. So yeah, it was a real busy year. Okay, now we're really done. Good night.